Welcome into the Practical Pathfinder Occult Spell List Deep Dive. Ranks 4 and 5. You psychics and witches and bards out there, get ready. We got some insanely powerful picks at these ranks. You're really going to feel that power jump. Ranks 4 and 5 are huge for the Occult list, and whew. With that said, let's just get in on it. Now that we're rank 4, we have a lot of damage picks, and they're really good. Chromatic Ray is out there for the gamblers. I don't recommend this spell, but if you love the gamble, you love the high of huge numbers, I mean, this spell has gambling in its gambling. Let's pick it. Bring Sure Strike to pair with it, and blast someone through their armor for random damage from a random element. Look, it's not good, it's just really funny. But what is good is Painful Vibrations. This is your anti-caster spell. Single target fortitude save. You slam into someone and apply Sickened and Deafened. Deafened is huge for casters. Enemy spellcasters often have bad fortitude saves, and if they're deafened, they have a chance to fail their spells. They can't cast spells good. There's a low chance of them just failing it entirely. Ooh, love to double dip on that. Pernicious Poltergeist, however, this is an all-star for rank 4. This is an AoE spell that every time you sustain it, you get to pick an effect, allowing you to target all 3 saving throws. Again, I will say this again, this is so rare. This is a spell that targets all 3 saving throws. It's good in every situation. And because it's sustained, you toss this in a choke point, you get multiple hits and keep that going. Unbelievable value here. It allows you to do an reflex, fortitude, or will. AoE will for a frightened, AoE reflex for damage, or a single target damage attack on fortitude. All the modes make this so good. Toss this in doorways, grapple enemies, have your buddies grapple enemies and trip them and hold them in place for the zone and just keep shredding into them. Visions of Death is a really good spell. One of the best picks for Occult at this rank. It's a classic. It's a will save, it does good damage, and it applies Frightened. This is essentially your upgraded version of the Fear spell. Your single target damage plus Frightened. You'll love to have it. And last, Whispers of the Void is your AoE pick, your other option. It's a fortitude save that applies persistent area of effect damage and drained. That's so rare. So rare. Drained is one of the rarest conditions because drained immediately does damage in addition to reducing their fortitude saves. So Whispers of the Void kind of kicks ass, I'm not gonna lie. You got a lot of good picks. Now, we don't get a lot of buff options here at rank 4, but the ones we have are so good it doesn't matter. You got Flicker. Flicker is really good. It gives you damage resistance to all sorts of things, like everything. That's super strong. And more importantly, you do a mini teleport in a random direction. This is so good against enemies with reactive strike because you just teleport away from them. Hell yeah. Now, you might teleport onto the other side of them, but hey, you like gambling? Because this is resistance to all damage, though, Flicker is really good for mixed damage enemies. If you know your opponents are coming in with slashing plus fire damage or ice plus piercing, you're going to double dip that resistance and really benefit. But enough about that. It's all about invisibility. Rank 4 invisibility is what matters. This spell is huge. Invisibility now works in combat. It's a 1-minute combat buff. Hallelujah. It's so powerful. Toss this on any frontliner. Your enemies are off guard to them automatically and have a 50% miss chance. That's crazy. Toss this in particular on a rogue, and the rogue just gets sneak attack on everything. They just get sneak attack on everything because everyone's off guard to them. Now note, it's not without drawbacks. That 50% miss chance for targeting, that applies to friends. You also cannot see them, they're invisible. So if that invisible party member goes down, good luck targeting them with a soothe or heal spell or even a battle medicine. You got a 50% chance to just miss. And, well, be careful. Our debuffs, likewise, not as many, but they're really good what we got. First, you got Confusion. This is a will save that, well, it confuses an enemy. Confusion is interesting. They will now attack the closest target. Well, technically a target randomly determined by the Game Master. I usually just go with the closest target, given their range increment. It depends on what makes sense. Talk with your Game Master how they want to run Confusion, right? It might be more useful for some games than others. Containment, however, is always good. This creates a bubble over a target. They're now in the bubble, and the bubble has health and hardness. They have to smash the bubble repeatedly to get out. Even if they succeed their reflex save, the bubble has very low health, but they still need to hit it, wasting their action, wasting their multiple attack penalty. This is a great way to mess with powerful enemies and waste their damage potential. And last, Mercurial Stride is a very cool one. This is a fortitude save that allows you to run through an enemy. So it repositions you, it debuffs the enemy you've sickened, and possibly some decent damage. Repositioning plus damage plus debuff? I like that value. And last, the real winner of rank 4, Utility. You get so many clutch spells. Buy a scroll of all of these, I'm telling you. They're all really good, but situational. Fly is pretty self-explanatory. You or your target can now fly. Flying is really good. You can get up walls, you can get through cracks, you can fly over gaps, and you can catch up to flying enemies or fly above them. Lots of uses. Invisibility Curtain is another form of AoE invisibility. This is great for sneaking through an area. Hey, if it works, it works. Bring a scroll. You don't really want to spend a full spell slot on this, because if you use group invisibility all the time, go for it. Telepathy allows you to speak with your mind to other people, which, hey, once again, much like the message cantrip, really good for diplomatic talks, any kind of sensitive information sharing. Telepathy kicks butt. And last, Translocate is a teleport. This is also known as Dimension Door. It's a short-range teleport. At rank 5, it becomes a 1 mile long, massive range teleport. Note you can't carry other people, only yourself. But guess what? Teleport means that anytime you have line of effect, you can go somewhere. It's not just for crossing gaps. If there's a window or bars on a door, you can teleport through that. Just, break the window though. If there's a crack in a wall, teleport through that and open the door from the other side. A lot of uses, great scroll picks. As you might expect in terms of items, we're just going to move right past this. It's literally everything we talked about in utility. Buy a scroll of all of them. It's good. Moving on. Moving on. So for you blasters, you got some great picks. There are so many options. What I recommend is Containment. It doesn't do damage, but hey, just bubbling someone is super good. If they fail the save, it wastes a ton of actions. Even if they succeed, wasting multiple attack penalty and at least one attack, that's great. Pernicious Poltergeist is really your MVP at rank 4 though. Targeting all saving throws is so good on its own, and anything to sit in a choke point and just rack up value. Even if your friends get in it, you can just switch to the single target fortitude spell and just smash the one enemy. No friendly fire concerns. Your friends aren't in it, or if they're healthy enough to just take the hit, you can let it rip and smash into the crowd too. And last, Visions of Death. This is, you want it. You just want it, Will save, good damage, frightened. That's just a lot of... We're taking a trip to Value Town here. As for a strategist out there, you're probably going to want Fly. This might not be as useful in a fight, and you could swap this out for something out easily, but dude, flying is really valuable. Having a single source of flight solves so many puzzles and problems that you might just struggle with otherwise, at least until you can carry a scroll of it. Outside of that, you always want invisibility rank 4. Until you've run into enemies who can just no-sell invisibility somehow, this is just insanely powerful at all times. And Pernicious Poltergeist is the attack spell. It's so versatile. It's even an AoE frightened debuff spell you can spam repeatedly. It's so good. And once you hit high levels, level 13, you don't really care about these 4th rank spells anymore. So what are we going to pop them out for? Well, containment is always good. That bubble, it's almost certain to break in one hit. But if you fight a boss enemy or a big bruiser and you really don't want them to crit your front line, or maybe yourself, have them waste their multiple attack penalty on containment. Even if they make their save, they're still out in action and their first swing. Fly is always good. If you don't need this, if you have access to flight by now, which isn't that hard, I guess you can swap it out. Maybe, maybe pick up translocate for that nice teleport. And invisibility rank 4, oh my god. If you've reached this level, you know invisibility rank 4 is where it's at. I know for a fact you're not going to want to swap this out. It's just that good. When it comes to damage at rank 5, though, ooh, we got some very insane options. Blinding Foam is a very weird one. I just want to point out because when it works, it's crazy. Blinding Foam targets armor class, but has the Incapacitation trait, which means that their saving throws are 1 tier better if you shoot this at a higher level enemy than you, which is weird, but how does that work with armor class? It's not clear. Use this on enemies of your level, cast it at your highest rank or at lower level foes. It does really good damage and it applies the blinded condition. This is incredibly powerful if you combine it with Sure Strike to guarantee a hit or maybe a solid crit. But it is risky. It's for the gamblers in the crowd. For those who love value, though, Ancestral Winds is a new spell that is wild. It is uncommon, so ask your GM if you're allowed to take it, but this is a sustained will spell that creates an AoE damage burst and applies Frightened. That's like okay, but remember it's sustained. Every round you get to move this damage burst and apply Frightened again and again and again. That is crazy value. Probably the strongest damage spell at rank 5 if you're allowed to take it, of course. Do note it does a mix of void and mental damage. It will not be useful at all versus, say, the undead. But on those it works on, it's wild. Mirror Malefactors is a similar sustained damage but frightened. This is a single target spell. You create mirrors around your target, and every time you sustain it, they'll take damage and become frightened. This is pretty darn good. Hit your enemies with the Bomb Maw skill feat. Anyone with diplomacy can do that. Reduce their will save, because this spell ends when they succeed on a will save. So getting that debuff from Bomb Maw will be vital for value and strong Mirror Malefactors. And if you just want big number, we got Rip the Spirit. This is your Fortitude save attack for this rank. It does solid damage and it applies Drained 1. Drained 1 is crazy good. Drained 1 does damage equal to your enemy's level and reduces their Fortitude saves. That's just pure value. Now, this does have a multi-action spell cast. You can spend 3 actions to cast this spell and make it a 30-foot emanation, which is crazy strong. But a 30-foot emanation is probably going to hit your buddies. So be careful and maybe, ask if your friends are okay with taking some friendly fire. You don't want to drain your party members more than you have to in a fight. But rank 5 has some unbelievable control spells, though. Slither is a really good one. This does cost 3 actions to cast. It's a little painful, but it creates a reflex save zone, and every round that zone does AoE grab and a little bit of damage. The damage is it's just a nice thing, but AoE grab every turn, if you can combo it with Stagnate Time, Synaptic Pulse, or even another caster using an AoE difficult terrain spell or an AoE damage every round kind of spell, great combo opportunity. This is okay on its own, but pairs unbelievably well with your buddies. Speaking of pairing well, Stagnate Time is an AoE slow zone. It's a will save that keeps slowing the people in it every round. What's not to love? What's not to love? As if all zone spells, toss this in a choke point and reap the rewards. Even if nothing else, you force your enemies to move out of a good position into a worse position. And hey, that can have value itself. Synaptic Pulse is an incapacitation spell. I mention it because this is a crowd clearing spell. Use this against groups in the first place, and it's really good. It's really powerful. I've seen this thing be devastating. This is an AoE 30-foot emanation from you that stuns all of your enemies and has no friendly fire. So if you're fighting groups of enemies, pop this Synaptic Pulse and just watch everyone lose, I don't know, half of a turn. That's wildly powerful. And last, we have Wall of Flesh. It's kind of gross. It's not all that strong, but it's a wall spell nonetheless. Wall spells are huge because they let you divide and conquer, split enemies off, block sight lines, block doors, cut enemy groups in half, and take out the half on your side. Super valuable. It'll go down faster than like Wall of Stone, but it's still a wall spell and therefore still quite good. There's a lot of buffs at rank 5, but I'm going to be honest, they're very situational. There are a lot of situational buffs. First off, we got Cloak of Colors. This is an incapacitation spell. It's not great against high-level enemies, but it does apply Dazzle to all adjacent enemies no matter what. What's incapacitation is when they swing at your buffed buddy, they have to make a will save or become blind. I mean, blind is really powerful. So when this works, especially against groups of foes, it's really good. And Flame Dancer is really specific. This is going to give you a bonus to performance checks, which like, yeah, whatever. But more importantly, it gives a really nice buff to unarmed strike damage. So toss this on monks and animal barbarians. Anyone who uses purely unarmed strikes, mostly monks and animal barbarians, this is a really nice team synergy kind of buff if you got that going on. And beyond that, I toss these into buff just to save room, but we have Scouting Eye and Sending. Great scroll spells each. Scouting Eye lets you create a flying invisible eye that can scout out dungeons, check on areas, spy on people, stay safe while you figure things out. And Sending allows you to make a long distance text message. Okay, more like a one-time call, but you can send a 25-word message to someone and they can respond with 25 words back. This is really nice role-playing wise. You can be like, hey, they're sending a bomb to Tomato Town. And then, you know, your buddies know that, right? A lot of value there. Good scroll spells. You're probably not sending every single day. When you need it, you need it. Last, we got our debuffs. Oh, we got our debuffs. And let me tell you, they're gonna... Ooh, they're gonna pop. We got Synesthesia, y'all. Synesthesia is the premier occult spell. You play an occult caster to get this spell. We got two stars of value because it's just that good. This is the best debuff in general use. It's a will save that applies Clumsy 3, Dazzled, Reduced Speed, and a chance to fail concentration checks. It reduces their armor. It reduces their reflex saves. It reduces their hit rates. It means they're slower. It messes up casters. This is good on every target. Every single target. You will throw this out on enemies and they just get rainbow debuffed. It's brutal. Have your team delay their actions until right after you go. Toss Synesthesia. You did your job. Let the party just rip them apart. It's just that good. And I guess a Wave of Despair is pretty nice. Wave of Despair is an AoE reaction removal. That's pretty valuable to have. Removing reactions in an AoE is quite good. And it has a potential to slow one. It's not going to go off very often. You won't get the slow effect that often, but hey, a nice little bonus on the side. If you got any spare gold to throw around though, we got some decent scrolls to pick up at this rank. Scouting Eye and Sending, as we mentioned, these are really good scroll spells. You don't use them all the time, but they come in clutch when you do. Stagnate Time is a great pick. If you look and you're like, oh, Oh, our enemies are grouped up. Or we got them in a doorway or a choke point. Now's the time. Hit them with that AoE slow bubble and let the value rack up. And Wall of Flesh, it's hard to use as a scroll. 3-action cast time, like most wall spells, makes it a little awkward. You got to plan ahead, but sometimes you just need to summon a wall, okay? Sometimes you just need to summon a wall, and this lets you do that. For our damage lovers, our DPS, DPR aficionados, we have some strong options at rank 5, though you're still grabbing Synesthesia. Don't get me wrong, this spell is just so good you have to get it. This is why you play the Occult spell list. For this spell, you're going to take it. It's just that good. But Ancestral Winds, if your Game Master lets you take it, this is your main damage source. Insane. Moving AoE damage plus Frightened is just crazy good. Keep in mind, don't use it on the undead. It's mostly void damage. But when those undead show up, hit them with Slither. Slither is an AoE grab effect that does damage. The damage isn't huge. I know, you're here for blasting, but hey, this is the Occult spell list. You get what you get. But an AoE grab effect every round is fantastic control, keeps the enemy pinned down, and buys your team time to rip them up. And if it's not worth asking, maybe we take the Strategist picks. Again, Slither and Synesthesia are going to show up. They're just really good. They just get a lot of value out, okay? But we're going to swap out the damage for Wall of Flesh. That's just... I'll be honest, this is a hard core of spells to beat. Hey, sometimes you want to grab everyone. All right, awesome. Sometimes you want to debuff a single target. Synesthesia. Sometimes you need to run away, block line of sight, or cut a group off. Wall of Flesh. Versatile and powerful in every single pick here. Now, if you're lucky enough to hit the highest levels of Pathfinder, getting up to level 15, first off, congrats. I love Pathfinder at high levels. It's so much fun. But what spells do we pick? And the answer is literally the same as the Strategist loadout. Synesthesia, Slither, Wall of Flesh. All these effects never get bad. Walls are always good. AoE grapple, that's always useful. And as you get better and better area of effect spells and control spells on your friends' casters, Slither just stays as good. It gets even better, arguably. And Synesthesia, honestly, if you don't want the other spells, just max out and cast nothing but Synesthesia. It's just that powerful. You can't go wrong with it. So there you go. Now that you've hit the mid-levels, rank 4 and 5 spells, your Occult caster is a real powerhouse. You might struggle a little ranks 1 and 2, but by now you're probably feeling some massive influence in fights. You can really good for commander style players. You can tell your team, hey, that guy over there, get ready to blow that one up, and you can just let it in. So I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know if there's any spells you prefer that I've missed and you've had a great time using, and feel free to like and subscribe, maybe even, follow our channel. Enjoy. We got a lot of Pathfinder content already and even more coming out. So if there's anything you want to see, let me know in the comments, all right? See ya soon enough for ranks 6 and 7. We got the high level spells to get into, and that is where some wild stuff happens. Although nothing really competes with Synesthesia. That spell is completely wild. All right, see you there.